It looks like we're getting they're almost ready to go on the game board. So
Sweet.
do we want to introduce Pyre at all here before you get in there? Or are you going to leave that to Jeff?
Yeah, I'll let Jeff explain it because at last weekend at PAX, I was trying to explain it, and Jeff was horrified at how I was describing it. So I'll let him take it over.
And that's why we gave you this job. Your
Yes, yeah.
difficulty in explaining things makes you the perfect host.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely the obvious choice.
All right, I think they're getting back into position here. So do you want me to mute out of here and then you can lead in and I can go get myself set up in that weird purgatory area?
Yeah. Well, can you go send Jeff my way? Because I don't want to be left all
I
alone
might be able
here.
to do that. Let's see here. I'm going to mute out and I'm going to go over there and see if I can turn myself on and tell him to come back over.
All right.
And I'll keep an eye on it and see if he does.
I'll join the room in a moment, Jeff says. Okay, so we'll fix this in post. But in the meantime, this is the Pyre Board. You can see that there's a lot going on here, and Jeff will tell you more. But what it comes down to, I feel like I'm spoiling it by telling you all this stuff before Jeff joins, but that's all right. So each player is in control of 5 unique pieces with unique abilities, and there's a pyre, this piece here, in the center of the board, or roughly the center of the board, that people are trying to control. If you control the pyre, you get all sorts of benefits, and if you control it 3 different rounds, you win the game. There's another way to win the game, though, and I love that there's 2 ways to win. The other way to win the game is to destroy the opponent's leader. That's one of the pieces, and it's this yellow one here. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, let me just update. I've got the wrong thing up here. Pyre, Indie Game Labs, Pyre, Jeff, Garth. Oh my gosh, we're all set. Okay, so Jeff, designer of the greatest 5v5 7x7 combat strategy board game called Pyre, is joining us in the studio. So Jeff, tell us about Pyre. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so Pyre is a 2-player strategy game. It's a semi-abstract, meaning that it's very positional, sort of like chess in a lot of ways, but there is a strong theme that underlies the design of the game. So even though you have pieces that often move in a chess-like way, they have a lot of abilities and actions that really reflect the flavor of the units. The knight kind of moves in a straight line and attacks in a straight line better. The wizard has spells and things along those lines. And it's a combination also of area control, because part of the goal is to gain control of specific strategic locations on the board. And there is also a combat.
Giga won the roll. He's going first.
So part of it is attacking and damaging your opponent's units, and there's 2 ways to win. It's either by gaining control of the pyre, by placing your units strategically on the board 3 times over the course of the game, or by just directly killing the opposing leader. Either one leads to victory. And finally, it's card-driven. The actions that you can take are determined by the hand of cards you have each round.
Nice. Yeah, I love that about it. So it looks like they're underway already, and we can talk more about the game as they play. I just want to kind of zoom in here and take a look at what's going on. So Giga is going first, and he's drawn what looks like 3 cards. Oh, is this the market cards?
Yeah, this is a setup where they're each got 3 tactics cards that are extra powerful, and they're going to choose one to keep and discard the other 2. Well, they're going to be returned. They're going to be returned to the deck. And these are cards that are extremely powerful, but they can only be activated by one of your units on the board, a specific unit.
Okay, so it looks like Giga is keeping Move Out, which is a move that his general can use, and the general is one of the leaders. What's the general all about?
So the general is all about activating other units by being close to them, and Move Out's a good example. Move Out lets the general move 2 spaces in any direction, and then it also lets another unit that's nearby move as well. So it's a really good card for gaining an advantageous position on the board because it's very movement oriented.
Nice. So yeah, I guess we should talk about the layout of the cards a little bit. So you can see on Move Out here, I've got this pulled up. There's a little icon in the middle of this card, and then some dots spread out around that. So that means that he can move 2 spaces in any direction, right? Can he move 1 space?
Yes, he can
Okay.
move onto any one of those dots.
Okay, excellent. So he can move. So you can move your general onto any one of those dots using his. Oh, is he starting? No, he's not starting that. He's starting with a maneuver.
Yes.
Okay, so this has got dots and swords.
Right. So maneuvers are great cards because their maneuvers are the same for both players. They have a 15 card deck and they have the same 9 maneuvers in each deck. And what's handy about them is 2 things. First off, they can order any one of your units. So they're very flexible. And this card in particular gives a combination of moves or attacks. They can either move onto one of those dots or they can attack an opposing unit in one of those sword spaces that's adjacent, that's relative to the unit.
Right.
And the other thing is you'll see it as a star, which means it allows an empowered action. And if you look at each of the units reference cards, they each get an extra special action ability that's triggered by taking empowered actions a lot of the times.
Okay.
Meaning somewhere there needs to be a star.
It looks like he used maneuver to move his Force Mage up 1 space, and the Force Mage now could push an adjacent unit. Doesn't look like there's any unit adjacent to it right now.
Right.
But he used it to move up 1 space. Why did he move up only 1 space?
Right. So he's moved on to a flag space, and those flag space can't grant you extra control over the pyre. Most places only give you 1 point of control, but flags give you 2 points. The downside being they don't offer any other advantage, whereas every other type of space offers some kind of advantage. So for example, Nerd just moved his ranger onto the energy space, so it's going to give him 1 point of control. But in addition, it's also going to give him an extra energy at the end of the round in order to buy new cards or maybe bring back units he might have lost. What's important to know is that where they are right now doesn't matter. It only matters where their units are at the end of the round. So even if his ranger is here now, if he gets pushed off of that space or limited, he no longer has control of that space. And that's the only time it matters.
Okay. Well, and still, at this point in the game, our hero, Giga, is ahead with pyre control because he's got 2 points because he's on this flag space versus only 1 point of pyre control. Energy, huh? It used to be gold. It was gold just a week ago. Now it's energy?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a lot of people felt that the gold didn't really fit into the theme of the game. So really I've switched to energy, the idea being as you're surrounding the pyre, you're siphoning energy off of it that lets you do things.
I buy it. Nice. Okay, so meanwhile, while we were talking, Nerd also did a maneuver to just move diagonal 1 space, and he moved his ranger. So another thing that we want to talk about is these pieces, all these different unique units. We talked about the general a little bit. He's good at basically being near your other people and giving them additional moves. This Force Mage we saw can push units around. And what? Move it. What? Oh, speaking of the general, here we go.
There was great thought in this move.
Nice.
Right. So now he has the option of yes, he's using it. So because he moved his general, and he was near the Force Mage, he was able to use the general special ability to then give the Force Mage a free move, taking control of the card draw space, which is an interesting space. It doesn't offer any pyre control at all, but if he's there at the end of the round, he'll get an extra card draw for next round, meaning he'll get an extra action.
That's one thing that's really interesting about this game. Sometimes you think of card draw as like, I don't know, additional options or like an additional resource. It's an entire extra turn having an extra card. So it's important, I think, to have it.
Yeah, card draw is very powerful.
Yeah.
And especially when you're playing against the Spy Master, because one of the Spy Master's ability is he has ways of drawing extra cards on his own. So I think Giga's trying to counter that by grabbing the card draw space on the board himself to kind of give him a little bit of a leg up and advantage in that area.
Okay, so great. So we talked about.
I think we might get a Spy Master move. Nerd has been hovering over it.
Oh, okay. Spy Master. So that is the opposing leader. We talked about the general a little bit. What's the Spy Master trying to do?
The Spy Master is really best when he's near the enemy.
Okay.
He has a card, Stolen Plans, which lets him actually stun an enemy unit in his zone, and a zone is the 5x5 space surrounding that unit.
Okay.
And if he's near the general, he actually gets to draw a card immediately. The idea being he's near the general, so he's sneaked in, got an idea what the general's doing, and gets an extra action as a result of it.
Nice. So
Giga countered that immediately.
Okay, so it sounds like he was thinking about moving.
Okay, we have a question from the board. Giga's asking if the movement is optional in this card.
Is my concern.
Yes, you'll see the stagger says the Force Mage may move one space, so he doesn't have to.
What was the question, Jeff? Can you?
The question was he's playing the stagger card, which is off to the side of the board, and it says the Force Mage may move one space and then push and stun.
I see. Okay.
The question was it optional? It is because of the word may there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, we were chatting about the Spy Master. Meanwhile, we got a move from this is the Life Leech, right? Is that what it's called? Life Leech, yes.
Yes.
He moved the Life Leech up, and now Giga is using his Force Mage to stagger said Life Leech.
Except he did the push incorrectly.
Right.
Oh, I think he's fixing it back because the push is directly away from the Force Mage.
Okay.
So since that is blocked by the Pyre, instead of being pushed, the Life Leech is going to take a damage.
Right.
Which she did.
So
yes.
So pieces cannot share squares on this board, in the Pyre included. So no one can be on the same space as one of these like banner icons, nor on the Pyre.
That's correct.
Right.
Right. And so the Pyre itself really just serves as two purposes. It's the center for where the control spaces are going to be as the Pyre moves around the board, and it's also an obstruction. You can't move through it. You can't shoot over it. It's in the way.
And you can slam units into it and damage them.
Yes.
I love the Force Mage. So the Force Mage used Stagger to try to push this Life Leech away, but since it was blocked, it took a damage instead. Life Leech starts with 4 health. Where see if it marked down as 3 somewhere. Oh, 1 damage. I see. Cool. Little cards there. Okay.
Giga just said he's terrified.
Nice.
He really doesn't like that thing being near him, he says.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Life Leech is dangerous because if you look at its card, every time it does an empowered attack, it can either gain a leech token, which are these tokens in the corner by it, and once it has 2 of those, it can use an empowered attack to do a 3 damage attack instead of 1. So it has kind of a damage curve that goes up and down throughout the course of the game.
He's going with the tactic.
Okay, he discarded his maneuver to play move out.
Oh, here's the big one. Okay, so this is his big scary attack. Here we go.
And what's important about move out is it gives the unit an empowered move, which means it gets to trigger its special ability. Which is going to be, he's going to put a defense token on his soldier, which is going to let the soldier block a point of damage.
Oh, so he's playing pretty defensively.
Yes, well, he's concerned about the Life Leech right there next to him.
Mm-hmm.
So the soldier's other ability is a soldier, if an adjacent unit gets damaged, the soldier can take that damage instead.
Ooh, okay.
So he's moved his soldier up there to protect his general against the Life Leech. And with the defense token, of course, he makes it even better.
It triggered his general.
Ooh. So now he's moving his shadow up.
Wow. He's doing all this with 1 card?
The
move out, let him do something.
Nerd is promising revenge.
Right. And the shadow is an empowered move. He's an odd one out. He actually damages when he does empowered moves and moves units when he does empowered attacks.
Nice.
So he's a highly tactical unit.
I love Shadow. Uh-oh, something else got stunned. The Force Mage got stunned by
the Spy Master.
A maneuver from the Spy Master. Okay. All right, you can see there on the Spy Master card, if at least 1 enemy unit is in Spy Master zone,
we've drawn first blood.
First blood. Second blood, the Life Leech got hit too. But yeah. So, Spy Master, okay, stunned that, and then made the Knight, I guess, also hit the Force Mage with his second part of his card. Is that what's happening?
Yes,
Okay.
the spy master, because if there's an enemy next to the stunned unit, that another unit can attack it.
Nice. Okay, so then the knight is close enough to the force mage to strike it. So the force mage has 1 damage on it. Okay, so great. And then something else happened. Oh my gosh, these guys are moving fast. I like it. What was that? That was a maneuver. Ooh, a funky looking maneuver.
Damage, right?
More life leeching.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, he used this maneuver on the life leech to do 1 damage to the general? Or no, or the force mage. Let's see. Oh, the force mage. Okay.
Right. Which then, because it was a maneuver with an empowered attack, the life leech has gotten at least 1 leech token on it.
Uh-oh.
Once
Watch out.
once he gets 1 more on there, he can do his strong attack.
Nice. I love the life leech. I feel like I never get to use it when I play because, I mean, I use it, but everyone's so scared of it that they're like trying to shut it down as soon as possible, as soon as they start seeing those leech
Grab
tokens.
that poop. I grab that.
Giga won the Pyre.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the round. Yeah,
that's
Giga
the round.
has,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, Giga has 2, 3, 4 points of 2, 3 points of control. I'm sorry, because the card draw doesn't give you a space, and then Nerd only has 1 point of control. But Nerd is going to get an extra energy. Giga's shadow is going to go up to 4 health,
Oh yeah.
and it seems the token has gotten a little bit messed up. And a shadow at 4 health is scary because
Yeah.
if you look at the text, you'll see anytime it takes damage, it gets reduced to 1. So
Oh
it's
my
very
gosh.
hard to kill.
Yeah.
But the counter to that is to stun it, because once you stun it, its text box gets blanked, and then you could do full damage attacks on it while it's stunned.
And we've seen the Spy Master do some stunning, so
Yes, the spy mesh is good at stunning.
I wouldn't be too comfortable with that extra hit point if I was Giga, but we'll see. Okay, so now between rounds, so we got the Pyre control, and we're already moving on to this market phase. This
Right,
is how you
during the
can
market
spend
phase.
energy.
Right, they each get 2 extra energy at the end of the round, and you'll see that Nerd is up to 5 because he gained 3 with the bonus of the space he was on. And they can use that energy to either buy new tactics cards. They're going to draw 3, and they're going to choose how many to buy. If you want to buy 1, it costs 1. If you want to buy 2, it costs 3. If you want to buy all 3, it's going to cost 6, which can be hard to do, but I've seen it happen. This is also when you would bring eliminated units back to the board, but since nobody has any units eliminated yet, that's not really going to come into play right now.
Okay, why does Giga have 1 pink card in his hand still? Did they play a full 5? Oh, he just
Giga drew an extra card.
Oh,
Force mage
the force
being on that
mage,
space.
right? Oh gosh,
Right, because you get
Yeah.
all the benefits right away. So he's drawing that extra card now, and then he's going to draw 5 at the start of the
Oh
next
my
round.
gosh, look at this stacked hand. So looks like he bought 2 maneuver cards. So the dangerous cards, which Nerd does not know are dangerous, is this mage looks like it can do some or this wizard, sorry. This wizard looks like it's got a nasty fireball lined up.
Oof.
And the shadow looks like it's got a haunt lined up. So the fun thing is you don't see what the opponent has in their hand.
I don't remember if I shuffle or not, so we're going to shuffle it.
It looks like Nerd's at the tactic limit too, so he's got to probably play one at
Warning
least this turn.
fire. All
Oh,
units
okay. Oh, he kept 3. He's got 3 tactics over here on the nerd side. Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, he
play
didn't use one
last
last round, and he bought 2.
Okay, so what do we got here? His life. Oh gosh, his leech has got some. Oh man, 2 things on the leech. Okay, so this leech is really gonna just wreak havoc. Hopefully. Cool.
Just a hint. I don't know if you're listening, Joe, but they can just press the delete button to get rid of the control points and then draw new ones from the infinite bags. Which is
So
a
they
little
could
bit faster.
they can hit delete and draw new ones.
They can- yeah. Yeah, it's much faster than what they're doing. You just hover over the control point and delete it. Because of the way they're doing it right now, it's gonna be a little bit confusing.
Okay, so what's happened here is one of my other favorite parts of Pyre is that every round, at the start of the round, or maybe at the end of the round, I'm not sure, a new Pyre card is drawn, which has a whole new setup for the board and new spots for people to control. Oh, and sometimes an effect.
We got that message delivered.
Yes, and also his ranger should not be there. His ranger should be on B5. Because he moved the point and moved the ranger at the same time.
I thought there was going to be a little bit more downtime to, like, I don't know, chat about your day and stuff, Jeff. But they're just going to town here. I love it.
That's okay. My hope is this game is much more interesting than my day, to other people at least.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. So there's a lot going on. I'm hoping we're not losing people. There's just a lot. They're moving pretty quick here. So right now they're setting up this pyre. There's an effect on this pyre as well, which makes it push all adjacent units away.
Right, and that happens after you.
The players
gain
say
all
that the pyre
benefits.
pushed the thing from B5 to there.
Okay.
No,
perfect.
that's the next pyre. The previous pyre doesn't do that. This applies to the next pyre.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, all units adjacent
Yeah.
to the pyre are pushed.
So when this pyre is resolved, the push effect will happen.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So
Right.
this doesn't happen. Okay, great.
Right. So what happens now is at the
We
end of
got
the
that
round,
message delivered.
you get you evaluate benefits, you can get pyre control, and then the effect happens.
Okay, so don't be next to the pyre; you're going to get pushed away. But you want to be next to the pyre for the control, right? Yeah.
And you might want to be pushed also. It depends on where the next pyre is going to be,
Hmm.
which is going to be at E3.
So yeah, these cards have a lot of information on it. So it has the setup for the round. It also, in this corner in the blue here, shows where the next pyre is going to be. So it's not a mystery. So E3 is going to be the next pyre spot. Wow, it's going to jump all the way over here, where the general is currently.
Yep, there we go.
Ah, and that's what that token says. That's where the pyre will be next. Cool. Okay, so it's good. So you can plan out. So not only do you want to control the pyre this round, you want to maybe get yourself in
Yeah.
position for next round.
Giga has declared this a mess.
I think that's an accurate assessment of that section of the board right there.
Wow. Yeah.
But there's a lot of incentive to move away from that now because most of the control points are somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. So the big important ones for those points that win the game are here and here. Those are going to be worth 2 points each. So if someone can land there, that's good. But then
Yep.
we've got a space here and here. Those are worth 1 control each, and then
Well, actually, the card draw is worth 0.
here and here. 1 each.
Giga is
Okay.
delighted with his own move, and he's letting us know.
Oh, well, the lead card is extremely powerful.
Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. Lead has been played. That's a place that only the general can do, but then he is going to shuffle some other units around.
Oh, yes.
He's taking it out on the life leech.
He's going to do the empowered attack on the life leech, probably, which is going to do 1 damage to the life leech, 1 damage to the spy master, and 1 damage to the knight
Oh my gosh.
because of the wizard's empowered attack.
Wizard. Okay, we got to look at the wizard now. Wizard empowered, so that star ability, that second part. Oh my gosh. Area of effect. Classic wizard.
Are all the units affected by this? We're discussing what is 2 away, it looks like.
Are we talking about the wizard's empowered attack?
The wizard's attack doesn't hit the ranger.
Does it hit the ranger? Let me look at the board. Yes, it does, because the ranger is in the zone. I missed that.
Each opposing unit in the target unit's zone. Okay.
Yeah, which is the
So-
5x5 square with the life leech in the center. So
Well, isn't...
this is why you don't want to cluster when you're fighting the wizard.
Oh my gosh. So life leech, this dagger,
That's the
And-
assassin.
the assassin, and this knight are in the life leech's zone. The ranger's 3 away, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. The ranger does not. I was
Yeah.
looking at the wrong piece. The ranger is not affected. It's the assassin.
Okay. So the assassin, so the assassin's getting hit, the knight's getting hit, the spy master's getting hit. That's so brutal. Does it hurt yourself too?
No, it's only opposing units.
Opposing units. Oh wow. Crafty wizard can mold the fire so it only
Yeah.
hurts.
It's been a while. The wizard was one that was actually underpowered for a while.
Giga has his
Yeah.
general move still, it looks like.
Yes,
my
he has.
gosh.
He can trigger the general move. Because what happens when you play the lead, you do the move, you do the special ability on the lead card, and then you still have the ability of your general to resolve.
So the general, even when you don't use one of those cool lead cards, still gets to give someone a free attack. So when you've got a card giving a free attack and an effect giving a free attack, we've got 2 free attacks happening with 1 card.
Yes.
Or attack or
you know,
move. Yeah.
right. of course, now both the general, since they aren't stars, it doesn't grant the empowered abilities. So it's just a basic move or a basic attack.
Basic move, basic attack. Okay, so it looks like he moved the soldier up next to the general. Keep him
Right.
protected. I like it.
But sacrificing a control point to do so.
Yeah. Sacrificing a control point, and the general's got 0 damage. I don't know. I feel like Giga's playing awfully safe, but
Well,
see.
there are some really nasty cards out
Yeah.
there, particularly with the life leech.
Sure.
So he may be anticipating some brutal tactics coming from there.
Okay, so that was the opening salvo from this round, and now we've got a Spymaster Stolen Plans. Is that what we're looking at?
Yes, that is the counterpoint to the lead card for the general.
Okay.
So there's going to be some nastiness going on here.
Oh my gosh, that's particularly nasty.
How did he kill him, I wonder? Oh, he did the move attack. He needs to understand that that does not trigger the text.
Right.
The star thing, right?
Because or the text, because notice the text is only triggered by a move, not by the attack.
Okay. So
But again, getting rid of the force mage might have been worth it.
Yeah, we're not doing stun.
But he doesn't get to do any of his special stuff for that.
Yeah. All right, taking a unit off the board though, that's big. Now
that could be worth it.
So what
Plus
happens
now? The recruit cost needs to go up by 1, because that's going to be 1 extra to bring that's going to cost 2 energy to bring the force mage back.
Recruit cost.
round.
So what's that about? I think he's dead, right?
Right, but in between rounds, when you're buying tactics cards, you also have the option of bringing your units back to the board
Okay.
by paying their recruit cost in energy.
While they're figuring out.
We need a clarification here.
Correction that needs to be made. I'm going to see if I have a
Shoot.
What was the problem just there? Because I don't think they know what happened.
The Spymaster, when he uses his charge icon,
Yes.
it does not trigger the text on the card, nor does it trigger the Spymaster's special abilities, because you'll notice they're all triggered only by junks and moves.
All right, let me see if I can communicate that.
I think it's still
Yeah,
enough to kill the force mage though. He just wasn't
Correct.
So the force mage is still dead. It's just he doesn't get to
Right.
do his special stuff. Yeah.
Right, and the idea being, generally speaking, except for the general, the leaders are best moving around. They're not attackers, but since the general is combat oriented, he can inspire things using his attacks. But the spy master is about moving around stealthily. If he attacks, he doesn't get to do his special abilities.
Ooh, but so he struck a guy and he gets to draw a card on the deal because this.
No, he does not.
Full drain. There we go.
No, he didn't, because he did not do the move.
The players say they did not trigger any special effects. They believe the board is okay right now.
Here?
I think so. I just wanted to make sure that was clear to the viewers.
Well, with stolen plans though, doesn't he get to draw a card after?
No, because you'll notice that trigger is
after
not after a
move.
charge.
Okay, so all right.
But but as you said, taking the force mage off the board, it may have been worth that
I see. Okay.
sacrifice, because the ability to move and attack in a single action is also very potent in the game.
Yeah.
And the spy master is the only leader who has that ability on his card.
Got it. Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, cool. Yeah. So little does he know. Oh, are we
I
getting?
think it looks like he's going into a kill because he's asking how many hit points a couple guys have left.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and Giga's flipped over his control token to play his tactic for free.
Okay.
He's playing Haunt.
Jason, to any opposing unit on the board. 2 unpreventable damage and stunned. Oh my gosh. So just move it anywhere basically and stun something and damage something. Love it.
Yep. It is a brutal card.
It looks like the assassin may be dead.
3 hit points, 3 damage. Looks like it. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a bloodbath out there now.
Yep.
But they can just bring all these units back. I feel like but he also got, the other nice thing about that card is he got to get the Shadow onto a control point. So that's extra value.
The tactics cards are in general extremely potent.
Nice.
And part of the skill in the game is learning how to get the maximum value out of them.
And that was placement, so it does not trigger the shadow, correct?
Yeah. That is correct.
Okay, we're looking at the Shadow card. Okay, so both of his things require a star in the text box of the card played, and that market card did not have a star. Okay.
Well, not only that, actually, it wasn't even a movement. It's a placement effect.
Oh, right.
So since it was placed, not move, it doesn't trigger anything.
Okay, not even close. Still, that's good value. Move it onto a control point.
Yep,
Take
absolutely.
something out. Okay, so this board is getting a lot less cluttered now. Each player is down to only 4 pieces on the board currently.
Yeah, right now, I mean, the nerd with his Spy Master still has one more stolen card in his deck somewhere.
Okay.
And if he can maintain control of that card draw space with his life leech, that's going to give him a lot of action advantage.
Oh, he's got one problem here. One of his cards was assassin only. So now that the assassin is dead, this card is unusable.
Right. So in that case, what you do is you can discard that card for an energy as an action.
Or he's playing maneuver. Okay, he's playing maneuver, moving the Spy Master, stunning
The soldier.
the soldier.
And then the life leech will attack the soldier.
Oh my goodness. But without the empowered ability, I believe.
Correct. That is correct.
Right.
He almost put it out, but someone corrected him.
Okay, so Spy Master moved a thing, stunned a thing, moved himself, stunned the soldier, and then because the soldier got stunned and there's an adjacent unit, which is that life leech, the life leech got to hit him once. But the life leech, so all that chain happens, but the one thing that does not happen is the life leech does not get to gain a leech token because the absence of the star anywhere in that chain.
So I wonder what they're asking right now is, can the defense token work while the soldier is stunned? Yes, because its defense token is not text. The defense token can still block the damage.
Oh, that's not what I would expect.
Right, because it's a token, it's not text.
The defense token isn't part of the...
Right, because you'll notice there's nothing in the text box referencing the defense token, so it's fine.
I see. Okay. I see. So the defense token itself has the rules on it.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
And as you can see, another big skill in the game is how to
Fireball.
maximize-
Is it line of sight for Fireball?
It absolutely, anytime it says range is line of sight.
Target a square. Range up to 3. That's
right.
That's even beyond the zone. Okay, it's long range.
It's very long range, but again, since it needs line of sight, it can be hard to pull off because any figure, including the pyre, will obstruct it.
Oh my
Gig
gosh.
is not happy with the line of sight.
Well, Gig, you'll have to get over it.
3 damage.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be an unbelievably powerful card if it
Yeah.
didn't require line of sight.
Okay, I see. So the wizard is this book character. Oh, he's here, and he can't see over the general. He can't see.
So what is
over
bothering Giga here that he wants to use his Fireball so badly? What does he see?
He just
What does
sees
he
the
see?
He just sees the back of a general's head, I think.
Yeah, I mean, line of sight is
Yeah.
it's straight line, and it's obstructed by other figures. So he doesn't have a lot of options right now. And that really is the balancing factor for the wizard, because the ranger has a range of 2, which is shorter than the wizard, but it ignores line of sight, so it can shoot over other figures, whereas the wizard cannot.
It looks like we have a stunned life leech now.
Okay.
I could
How did that happen? Okay, Soul Drain. Stun a unit in Shadow Zone. Shadow gets heals 1. Neat.
it gains 1 health,
Oh, okay.
so it's up to 5 health right now.
Oh my gosh, that's a big shadow.
Yeah. But again, with multiple ways to stun between the Spy Master and the Knight, there's a lot of ways to overcome that defense.
Or you can just ignore it and see how that works out for you.
Or you can ignore it.
Yeah. Okay, so he played the Soul Drain to move the shadow diagonally 1, get 1 hit point, and probably because of the shadows, let's see. Oh, there's no star on that, so the shadows effect doesn't happen.
Right.
Okay, so it's just a move and a heal. Or okay, that's nice though.
Yeah, the primary way to get stars is through the maneuver cards that order every unit. That's what really makes them still useful, even though they're not as powerful. They're the primary way to get those empowered effects.
So yeah, so here's a maneuver you can see in his hand. So that would get the empowered effect. Here's another maneuver. And then of course the other thing is the general is I don't see a star on his card.
No,
Oh, it's his effects.
On his lead card.
It's the
and
lead
his
card.
his lead order gives stars.
There it is. Okay, so he also happens to have one of those in his hand.
The general is also much better at giving out stars than any of the other leaders. Most of the leaders don't give out stars on their unique cards.
Nice. Okay.
What kind of tactics does Nerd have here? Because he hasn't used them and he's got himself stuffed, it looks like right now. He doesn't seem happy.
Well, so part of Nerd's problem is he's got one pink card that he can't use in Infiltrate because his assassin is dead. And then he's got two things, two cards that the Life Leech can only do, and the Life Leech is currently stunned. Oh my gosh. So yeah, he is out of options. He can ambush with the Spymaster. Spymaster is available, so he can ambush with the Spymaster. What does that do?
Ambush is nasty.
Place Spymaster anywhere. Okay. Place another unit next to it. Oh god. Okay. And then attack. Oh my gosh. That is quite a backstab. Cool.
Yeah, I think he was probably planning to use his assassin with that, but now that it's been eliminated.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a maneuver, just a boring old maneuver. But he can do this with anyone. Who's he going to move? Who's he going to attack? If he uses it to move the Spymaster, he will get...
Let me see which card that is. He could... Yes, it's an orthogonal attack. So he can't really attack anybody with it, with his ranger.
Okay. But he could do some moving in such a way that with one of these cards that has...
Looks like the Spymaster went after the straight attack there.
Oh, the Spymaster attacks the Life Leech. Just plain old... Oh, no.
But the Spymaster can't attack the Life Leech with that card. Because
Yes.
the attacks are only orthogonal.
Not diagonal, right. He's got to move and then make someone else attack him. Which...
I think he attacked D4, the one straight ahead.
Oh, yes, he can
The
attack the
shadow?
shadow. Yep, 1 damage
Yep,
to the
okay,
shadow.
that makes sense.
Just a plain old swing of the
Yeah,
sword.
that may not have been the most optimal attack.
Yeah, the shadow's got plenty of health.
I would think he would have been better off moving maybe diagonally and then allowing the ranger to shoot the soldier. Oh no, the soldier would not have been in the. No, that wouldn't have worked either.
We're getting
in
a
a tough spot.
teleport.
There you go.
He's in a tough spot.
Oh, a teleport. Where's the teleport? What's going on here? Teleport. Wizard may...
Right.
Okay, go anywhere. Cool.
And then after that, it gets a free move or a free attack.
So really go anywhere. Love it. Did he already do it? He moved that wizard there?
Yeah.
Looks like it. Okay.
Okay, so now his life leech is unstunned, so he may want to use one of his life leech tactics now.
Oh, yes. So the Life Leech is the one to watch out for. It's unstunned. This is the moment. You can burrow or parasite or simply maneuver.
Can Nerd get rid of the card that he can't use?
He can discard it for 1 energy.
Or he can discard it to play an orange card, right?
Or he can discard to play a tactics card, absolutely. He's got 3 tactics cards, so that's actually the perfect opportunity, you're right.
Right. So these orange cards are extra powerful, but they don't actually give you an extra action. What you need to do in order to play one is to discard one of your pink cards, one of the 5 pink cards that you get per turn. So
Correct.
It's not an extra action, it's just an empowered action.
Unless you have at least 1 unflipped control token from the Pyre.
And here's a control token. It looks like Giga.
It's been flipped already.
Yeah, Giga used it once to get in basically an extra action. Nice.
If Nerd can hold on, he might be okay if he can hold on to that card draw.
There's got to be a good way to use this life leech to do some real damage.
I would think so, but he may not want to give up the card draw space.
Move the life leech. Do 2 damage plus 1 for each leech token, so 3 damage, and don't remove the leech tokens. Sweet. So he could do move and do 3 damage.
He could take out the wizard, couldn't he?
Probably.
Yeah, he could take out the wizard. He certainly could. He could move the.
Which is not a bad thing. Not a bad move.
Or he could. Let's see. Where is it? Or
Getting another unit off the board is expensive. It's at least 2 to bring them back, so Giga would not be able to bring both of them back.
He could take out the he could take out the soldier. He couldn't take out the shadow because of the reduce things to 1. Oh, the soldier has 4 hit points, so he could bring it down to 1. Looks like taking out the wizard might be his best move.
So I think he's discarded his infiltrate. So I'm assuming he's going to play a tactic.
Oh, he's going with Parasite, the other life leech card. Oh, that's a good way to do it in that order because now the leech
2 damage at range, and he gains a leech token, so he can shoot the wizard.
Shoot the wizard, bring him down to 1 hit point. Okay. Nice.
And that will make the burrow extra damaging.
Oh man, yeah, now he could take out the soldier with 1 hit with that burrow. Find a way to take out the wizard. Let's see. He doesn't have enough actions for all of that, but he can do some damage. I'm excited. Giga, you got to press your advantage, man. Stop being so defensive. Go ham.
So who did he attack? I didn't see. Oh, the soldier. Did he attack
I
the
think
soldier?
they lost the leech token or something.
Spoiler alert.
This-
We found it.
All right. Nice. There we go. Okay. Oh, one of them's hiding under the card. I see.
Yeah. So who did he attack?
That's fine.
It might have been the soldier. I don't.
Oh yeah, the soldier took 2 damage. Okay, so he went
Okay.
with the hitting the soldier with the parasite.
Which is not bad.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
More just moving around. Oh, but I see. It's a lead. Okay, so that's more than just moving around.
Okay. Nice. That was well played.
Okay. Moves the general, brings the soldier behind him, and
Yeah.
the soldier, because of his ability and this empowered attack or empowered move, gets a defense token.
What happened to the life leech?
And the life leech appears to be dead.
From what?
Yeah.
The shadow attacked the light leech.
For 1 damage? But the
Yeah,
life
I
leech
believe so.
had two. Oh, I thought he only had 2 damage on him. Okay.
Okay. So
Wait,
now.
I thought the life leech was at 2 damage, not 3 before.
Looks like. I know it's been taking some damage.
It could be.
Yeah. Okay, so life leech down. Oh man, so assassin and life leech down. Those are his damage dealers.
That's a brutal round.
Okay, and then
Giga's still got more.
So Nerd has got one last action here. He's maneuvering something. What's he gonna maneuver? Did we miss it? Did he maneuver already?
Yeah, Nerd's challenge has been he hasn't been dealing with the soldier. The soldier really needs to be stunned.
I see. Okay, it looks like I don't know what Nerd did, but now back to Giga. He maneuvered his shadow onto a control point, and because he did an empowered move, the shadow gets to do 1 unpreventable damage to an adjacent unit.
Yeah, at this point I would do the ranger.
Yeah,
See what he's gonna do.
just take out ignore the leader and just take out everything else. I like it.
Yeah, and he's really close to a Pyre victory. He's going to win
Yeah.
the Pyre this round again.
You don't, so now it's my turn to close out the round.
Here he comes again.
And he's got one action left.
Oh, he sure does. Okay, he has one extra action. So normally it just goes back and forth, back and forth. But if someone's got an extra action, for instance, from drawing an extra card, they get. So Giga's getting the last 2 turns this round.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the not really taking advantage of the stolen plans for the extra card draw was a mistake. Getting the Force Master off the board was nice, but he's lost some tempo as a result.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would never pass. Even if drawing cards wasn't as good as it is in this game, I'm always going to pick the thing that says draw a card. Oh, are we getting a fireball? Oh my gosh, Giga.
The fireball has been unleashed.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Line of sight right to that knight.
So he's killed the knight.
And 1 damage to the Spymaster probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Knight.
Absolutely
oh my
brutal.
Gosh, just wrecking just demolishing the whole board.
I don't really see a way for Nerd to come back from this at this point.
Well, that's the nice thing about multiple paths to victory, right? He's not out of the woods. I mean, he's got an uphill battle, but maybe he could focus just on one or the other. Maybe try to take out the general. Maybe try to control the Pyre.
Yeah, the challenge he's going to face is that the knight isn't dead. Oh, the knight isn't dead. Okay, then I take it back.
4 damage, 5 health. Okay, it's almost dead.
It's almost dead, but not being dead, getting that card draw. What he really would have wanted here was also to get initiative.
What is Nerd going to want to bring back?
At this point in time, I think he really needs, he's got, based on his tactics cards, I think he needs the life leech back.
Right, yeah, he needs the life leech because he's got a burrow that only the life leech can use. Oh, did he lose his light leech tokens because of that?
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad. So if Nerd had done it in the other order, he could have taken out the wizard before that fireball happened and still had a... Oh, that would have been so much better.
Yeah, it's really being able to assess what the threats are, and the wizard is a big threat. I probably would have gone for the guaranteed kill of the wizard also.
Kill that wizard. I mean, especially if you know your life leech is just hanging out there with
Nerd's
tails.
looking to bring something back.
Okay, he's got 4 energy. How much do these guys cost to bring back? 2?
2.
Okay, so you could bring back 2 guys. Both of them.
Which would mean buying no tactics cards, but it might be worth it.
I think it's worth it. Bring them both back. Let's flood the board. Or he's bringing 1 back and getting 1 maneuver card. Oh, and he picked the assassin. He's getting...
Well, it depends on what tactic he got also.
Okay, so he's got misdirection. He's kept misdirection. Assassin may change positions with any unit in its zone, then draw a card, and stealth. Sweet.
An effective card.
No attack, but maneuver. A lot of maneuvering. Neat.
Well, and the drawing a card is big.
Yeah, and a whole extra action. Ambush still available for the Spymaster. He could do something crazy with ambush plus like assassin shenanigans to like just go try to kill this leader. Oh, the general has no damage on him though.
And and then if you take advantage of the assassin's ability to do bonus damage when it's behind a unit, which means you're closer to its home row, the assassin can do a lot of damage with simple maneuver cards.
Okay. Next Pyre. Okay, they pushed some people away. I think
they say they can't delete pieces because they're not promoted.
Oh.
I see. I can promote them, or we can just let them struggle through.
I mean, it's easier. It's so much faster to delete them. So if you can promote them, that would be great.
I'll promote them. Let's see. We got Nerd, promote, Giga, promote. There we go.
Yeah, it speeds up this phase so much.
Okay, nice. And in person, too. I played this in person, and I feel like this goes pretty nicely in person, too, with the physical pieces.
Yeah, it's a little bit less cumbersome with the physical game.
Yeah, that's the one thing with Tabletop Simulator, right? Some things are easier in Tabletop Simulator than in person. Sometimes in person, it just feels smoother.
We're staring at the
I think
throne.
most designers want to make it as
Okay,
close to the
good.
real life game as they can, so you
Yep.
don't get a bad impression. Well, get one impression from TTS and then see the real game and it's completely different.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, the board looks the exact same. I played this last week at PAX, and yeah. Right? Is this logo the same on the board? The printout
Yes.
board? Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Ryan, the designer of Meridian, who designed the board.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully we'll get Ryan's game on here.
Yes, Meridian. We should definitely get that on here.
Yeah, it's a very, very good game. I like it a lot. Meridian is solid.
Okay, round 3. Is this the final round? Are we doing a short 3-round game?
That depends.
I think it might be a short 3-round game, whether we
Yeah,
want it
so
to be or not,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, Nerd has the card advantage right now. He got that extra card draw,
And
which
so
is big.
yeah, that is big. And so prior to this game, Joe and I were talking about like joining mid-game, but I don't think we did. I think we joined like right at the start of this game, right? Like there wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is we're seeing a full game here. This is
Yes.
I mean, round 1 that wasn't slow to start or anything. We were getting right into the action, and already this. I mean, 3 rounds is probably the shortest this game's going to be, right? Unless there's a.
I have played a couple of 2-round games
Ooh,
where
okay.
one person was extremely aggressive and just killed the opposing leader very quickly.
Okay.
But the average game goes between 3 and 5 rounds.
3 and 5. Okay, so still on the shorter end of things. If all Giga needs to do is keep control of that Pyre for one more turn, so very important for us to take a look at where these control points are and see if Giga can maneuver his way.
I mean,
onto
Giga's
them.
in a good position, but again, with the misdirection out there, if he can get his, let's see, is he? Okay, he's going to do a stolen plans, I think.
Let's see here. Looks like it's stolen plans.
Yes, so
Draw
now he
an
gets to
outcome.
do now he gets to do all of the stolen plan shenanigans.
Stolen plan shenanigans. So he did a move which triggers a draw card, and then it triggers Spy Master to
Right.
stun, and then the stun triggers some adjacent unit to attack. Lots
But
of
there is
stuff.
there's no one adjacent to the soldier that was stunned, so we can
Okay.
get the attack off.
Just a stun, and a draw card, and a move. Lots going on.
So if Nerd can make it to the end of the round, he's going to have what, a triple move?
He could, yeah.
Oh my gosh, right? Because yeah,
That is the Spy Master's advantage. This is kind of playing out like what you would expect. I mean, the white team is very good as it's designed to get control of the Pyre. The Spy Master's black team is much more aggressive, although the loss of the Lice Leech is going to hurt. He hasn't been able to really maximize his high damage units. The Ranger, the Assassin, and the Life Leech are all high damage units, and he hasn't really gotten the value out of them this game.
and the life leech is sitting over there dead. So all he's got is, so he's got a lot of moves. Nerd has a lot of moves, but he only has 3 units on the board: a Ranger, an Assassin, and a Spy Master. He's down to these 3 units.
It's going to be a rough one. I mean, he's going to have to be very
We're
aggressive.
going to do.
And none of them are
this.
near the Pyre.
Yeah. That's the other challenge of losing a unit. It starts at the back of the board, so it's usually not in position
Well,
to
this
grab
is
any Pyre points.
lucky for him. The Assassin doesn't care where he is. He's got the misdirection right here. I would save
Yes.
that for the end.
Yeah, if he can pull off a good triple move with the misdirection,
Yeah, he could. There's like
he could win
almost,
he could take the Pyre unexpectedly.
Giga doesn't know this, but he needs to have control of the Pyre by 3 points or more in order for misdirection to not just steal it out from under him.
Right.
So, is he going to? I mean, he's been playing pretty defensively so far this game. Maybe he'll continue.
Yeah, if he can take this, if he can take the flag at C4, he's in pretty good shape.
C4, yeah, but then the Assassin just swaps him.
Well, he doesn't
Nerd
know
doesn't
that
seem
though.
Yeah.
too much impressed by that last move. I think he has a counter here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But even if he takes C4, then Giga's still in a good position to take the flag at G2. Because he's got his wizard right there, and his force mage might be able to get there. So he might be able to do it. He might be able to hold it even with the misdirection.
He just has to overcommit.
Oh, is that what I think it is?
This is a maneuver.
Oh, it's not. Okay. I thought it was another stolen plans.
Oh, no, just a maneuver. Who's maneuvering?
He shot at the general,
Fair
took
enough.
2 damage.
Oh, yes. Maneuver, a diagonal attack from the ranger
Oh, okay.
right to the
Yep.
general's face. General.
Uh,
First blood on the general.
But the soldier could absorb it if he wanted.
A mere 2 damage. Oh, but then the soldier would die, wouldn't it?
No, because he's got a defense token.
Oh. Wow, defense tokens are strong. It's not just take the damage, it's like prevent the damage. Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
But that's why there are certain things that say unpreventable damage where the defense tokens don't work.
Got it. Nice. He's just taking it. He's got a defense token. He's saving that for the big Hail Mary.
It might be worth it. It might be worth it. Because when the soldier absorbs damage, it absorbs all of the damage.
Mhm.
So if he's concerned about a very high damage attack, he might want to have overkill the soldier to protect the general.
And to be
Is there some backdoor victory here for Nerd that he can take out the general? Because he doesn't
Yeah,
seem to have the moves to control the Pyre. He has to have plan B going somewhere.
Yeah, he absolutely can. If he kills the general, he wins.
Does he have enough, though? He has that triple move at the end. I can't see any of his cards. I don't know what he's hiding.
What he needs to either do is stall, because if the Pyre ties, nobody gets a token and he buys time. Or of course, it's just better off to win it outright, so he gets the control token and the free action that goes with it.
I think he might have some tricks up his sleeve too. There's one maneuver, there's one orange card in his hand that I think could swing the tide of this battle. As long as Giga doesn't play around it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the situation again that Nerd's facing is he hasn't really played into the strength of his side, which is dealing lots of damage. He didn't maximize that one stolen plans, which
He
cost him.
pushed the Spy Master away as opposed to doing damage, it looks like here.
Oh, he used the shadows and powered attack.
I do think Giga's going for the Pyre win. That's why I said, what is Nerd up to?
I see.
Yeah.
Move target in 2 spaces in 1 direction. No damage. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Nerd just learned this game 10 minutes before it started. And Giga has played a couple of times.
Oh, there's the misdirection.
Was that legal?
Then draw a card and stealth the assassin.
No, because it was not the soldier's not in his zone.
In its zone. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the card though. Now Giga knows it's coming. That's the one to watch out for. You gotta overcommit Giga if you want to control the Pyre this round. Nerd's got
Which basically means he needs to get somebody into the zone, I think.
Yeah, so
Yeah. He still has a chance to win the Pyre this round. And with that, being able to maybe bring one more unit back onto the board, he would be back in contention.
tricky. Is he thinking? It's Nerd's turn right now. He's trying to figure out how to do it. He's got 3 guys. He's got 3 guys to work with. They all need to end up on a control point for him to continue this game. Or he needs to figure out a way to do 8 damage to the general. I mean,
Which is possible.
He's got a fistful of cards, yeah.
I mean, I have played a game where a leader was killed with all damage being done in a single round.
Wow.
It's unusual, but with the right setup and cards in hand, you can do it.
All right, so the other card I
Can he
want to look
set
at.
up any kind of chain reaction amongst his guys where one of them is going to trigger a bunch and surround the general?
I think it's this card right here, this orange one here, Ambush, right?
Ambush is huge. You combine ambush with misdirection.
Yeah, so I think he starts off with an ambush. This is what I would do. I would start off with an ambush. Play Spy Master, unoccupied space adjacent to any opposing unit in its zone. Okay, still in its zone, but then place a friendly unit in that same unit's zone adjacent to that unit. Okay, so so he can bring. Oh,
if he gets
nothing's.
I
Nothing's.
got a question. Hold on.
Did you say there's a question, Joe? Yeah.
Does the zone apply to his zone or his opponent's zone in the first sentence of the card that he just rolled over?
Oh, this one.
I'd have to read it. I can't see the card.
Assassin may change positions with any unit in its zone.
Well, I mean, if a unit is in the assassin zone, the assassin is also in the unit zone.
So maybe he's talking about an ambush. Place Spymaster and
I guess I have to ask you then. How you
Which card is it? That's what I need to know.
the most left one.
Oh, yeah, ambush. Okay.
It's
So-
the ambush card.
The one that for us is most.
So-
The one that for me is most right.
Okay, let me look up
He's
ambush.
saying the most
That's
left
the one
card.
I'm hovering over.
Yeah.
The first sentence, does it apply to the zone on me or on him?
Does it, the first sentence of that card, does it apply to the zone on him or on Giga?
Okay, I'm looking up the card right now.
It's the ambush here.
I don't want to give any.
The way I read it, the card, the thing he
I'm
has
just
to.
waiting on an answer.
So,
Okay.
so currently nothing is in the Spymaster zone. So I doubt that ambush will work from here.
Okay. Okay, so place Spymaster in an occupied space adjacent to an opponent's unit in its zone. So the first sentence, they're both in the, so
So I don't know what's going. I don't know if anyone's in chat right now because for some reason.
Hang on, I'm getting the
my
answer. Give me a
webbrowser
second.
crashed.
So it's all relative to, so the first sentence is you put the Spymaster adjacent to an opposing unit in its
Now
zone.
the question is, can I?
And then,
Okay, so it looks like if you're using the Spymaster, you place the Spymaster in its zone, whoever your attacking zone, and then the
right,
rest of the
and
sentences.
then the second sentence, place a friendly unit in the same unit zone, so it's the target unit. So like if you were going to this,
So I place a Spymaster in the opponent zone. Not in
Correct.
the Spymaster zone.
Whoever your
Okay.
attacking zone, and then the second sentence goes on from there.
right, which is basically so basically the idea is it's all based on the target unit, so you're all ambushing that unit.
It's all based on the target unit zone. So you're bringing the Spymaster to
Okay.
that zone, and then you're bringing your ally, I think, to that zone as well.
Right,
Up.
and that's
Okay.
consistent
Well,
with theme of the
I'm going to ambush
Spymaster,
you.
which is about having your units close to the enemy.
Okay, nice. Here we go.
Okay.
Spymaster goes over here, and then the assassin goes adjacent.
Nice. There you go.
But the
And they
leader
going
was
to
not
take
in the
about
same unit
3
as
damage
Spymaster.
your,
That doesn't
general.
work. The general was not in the
Which one's
Spymaster
attacking?
zone.
Which one's attacking in which order?
Hang on.
Both the Spymaster and unit may. It doesn't
But none of those
state.
units were in the general zone.
So how much?
It says
damage
none
is
of those
attacking
units
total?
were in the general zone.
Oh, I have to be. Okay, that was my question. Okay.
Answered his
Okay.
question by the second answer.
Oh,
somehow.
I see what the where the misreading was coming from. Okay, yeah, I can.
Okay, so that
Okay,
may be a
you're both
card I
saying a little bit of
need to
wording problems.
I need
'cause
to
Giga's
clarify
saying,
that card.
I hate these.
For if
Well, that's what we're here for. I mean, I got it, but it is a lot of, it's a lot of, but I'm a genius so of course I got it.
Okay, so it's referring to the last known noun, which was the targeting unit, which it shouldn't be doing.
Chris,
it has a problem with the
anyway,
its. And it looks like Nerd's in trouble.
Nerd is in trouble.
Well,
But he's not out of it.
no, so he moves the Spymaster up, and then he can do ambush, and then he's just
Right.
Yeah,
Because
he's got plenty of. Oh, he can't do it with that.
well, yeah, he'd have to move the ranger because the assassin.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
That's
Perfect.
That's not. The
So he's
Spymaster.
stealthing the assassin with with its empowered move,
Okay,
which keeps it safe.
I like it. Stealth, nice. Okay. And is that a control point? No, it's not a control point. So we still got some work to do. And Giga's got all sorts of wrenches. What's he gonna do?
This is a positioning maneuver by Giga.
Mhm.
But he's got the advantage now because Giga only has one order card left compared to Nerds 4.
Yeah. He's gonna just get to solo play this game for a while.
Yeah, and this is really where the Spy Master shines with card advantage.
Okay, so the maneuver moving off of a control point onto a card draw.
Right, which loses a point
Here
of
comes the
control.
misdirection.
That's-
Okay, here we go.
And then another card draw.
Nice.
So he's gonna have the quadruple move here at the end, I think.
I think Assassin should be stealthed.
Right, stealth from the previous
Misdirection, right?
Yeah, previous thing and misdirection.
Oh, I think he's changing his mind about something or
Oh,
something.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
And
Giga
then I
just
draw a
used a
card, and I
tactic.
may
Oh,
Looks like Giga gets to take another
probably
action
don't
if he
want
wants.
Oh,
Wait
astral
past the-
gate. Okay, did an astral gate and to take another turn, basically.
He might keep that turn in his pocket.
right, because he doesn't have
Oh.
to use that card immediately.
That's cool. Take away Nerd's ability to just have perfect information for the last 3 turns of the game. Now he only has perfect information for his last 2
Cool.
moves.
He's
what I
gonna
will
move it.
do is I will
Oh, he's doing it. Nope, still okay.
He's of half a mind here. It's been played, it's been pulled back.
It's a complicated position he's in right now. Because if he can hold the Pyre,
He's
he wins the
declining to
game.
play.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best move.
It is his defensive tactics that he's used the whole game, so why switch
It's-
now?
Exactly.
Right, and the risk of again giving Nerds so many turns in a row, I think he's better off holding it.
Oh, this is an interesting card. Okay, so he already has. He's incentivized to use up his defense token now. Okay, Spy Master.
So now, nice. Ah, this is nice. So now he's stunned the soldier. So if he does the ambush now, he'll be able to do a lot of unblockable damage to the leader, to the general.
Okay. Okay.
This looks like it may end up a day late and a dollar short for poor Nerd.
I don't
if he has
know.
enough.
Yeah, it's
If anyone can
I
do it,
think
Nerd can do it.
he's going to pile in a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough. He really, and he really needs the Pyre.
Okay.
And with the misdirection already played, I don't know that he's going to be able to get it.
Giga's just doing a little bit of maneuvering. Wizard has no empowered move ability, so it's just a move. Okay. Back to
And there's
Nerd.
our ambush.
Okay, here it is. Pile on that damage. So he's discarding a card in order to use it.
Yep. There we go. So it's going to be a total of 3 damage because Assassin's doing his backstab.
Okay, so let's look at the assassin card. Assassin. If assassin is behind the target, it is.
Can he do 5 and 2 moves is the question.
Maybe.
With the soldier unstunned now, it's going to be rough. But again, the Spy Master might be able to stun the soldier. So
Okay, so the ambush happened. Now we've got general. Yeah, sitting at 5. Half health. Giga did something. What did he do? Soldier.
Oh.
Move and attack the soldier with the soldier. Okay.
and he's going to get another defense token.
Yeah. Oh no, it says if he doesn't have one. So.
Right, he didn't have one.
Oh, he
He
did.
just put it on.
Oh, okay.
Block 2 of them.
It looks like he's coming up 1 point short.
Maneuver. So with that, he can make the Spy Master.
He can stun the soldier.
The defense token is the problem.
There's a question whether he's
Really?
doing 1 or 2 damage.
Your general.
So
With
that you
what?
do 1 damage. Read your card.
Does he do 1 damage from 1 away, or does he do 2 damage
I
from 1
see.
away?
Yeah, ranger only is more deadly the further away it is, or at 2 specifically. Yeah. Another maneuver. Yeah, he's 1 damage short because of that defense token.
The
Yeah.
soldier absorbed most of this. It looks
Yeah.
hopeless.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just saying,
That was a good
comparison,
draw by Giga though. I think he didn't have
do a bit more damage.
advance in his deck in his hand until he drew it with the astral portal, I believe. And I feel like that advance actually saved Giga from
That probably did.
dying. Wow.
Do we
Yeah,
want
I
to bring
mean,
the
it-
players
A
in
bunch of
for
your
a
damage
post game?
comes-
Sure. It was a good rally. for
Sure.
Nerd at the
So
end.
yeah, Joe, we can hear them. We can hear them if you just
Has
keep-
has something
that
that lets him
unmuted.
move and attack twice. Lets him move and attack 3 times. And the knight has a couple of tactics cards that also do huge amounts of damage. You just didn't draw them. All of my damage came from my wizard. I have one
Yeah,
significant source of damage. You actually have 3 counting if you include your assassin, which is more maneuverable, which is more skilled movement damage, I would say.
Yeah, then again, you have multiple ways. You just basically move me out of the way, so I can't do that.
Which right, I was working on maintaining zone area control, which was part of the reason why you had so much trouble doing damage. That is what the soldier is for, as I learned in my previous plays of this game.
Yeah,
The
soldier
soldier is
MVP.
literally there to tank damage, so you can't kill me. You
Yeah.
can't kill me while I'm taking the pyre.
Yeah. And the counter to that, I don't think they can hear me, is that the Spy Master's team has a lot of ways to stun the soldier to counter that.
Which I
The Spy
did,
Master himself
but
and the
didn't
Knight
really
are
help.
both good stuns.
Yeah,
You weren't stunning with the knight, I did notice. That
Yeah,
might have helped
because
a little bit.
because the knight never was in position right. They couldn't stun, and no movement of my knight were never in position that they could stun any of your units.
Fair. That might partially be because I killed you though.
Joe, can you mute yourself in Zoom and then I can talk directly to them?
I believe so. I think. Hold on.
So yeah. Well, the comparison is my units have to be in perfect position to deal lots of damage to you, while you can just do area damage.
Yep.
In comparison, while I'm out of range.
GG guys.
Yeah, good game.
Again, keep in mind your ranger has indirect
Yeah, it was
fire.
good. It was
Kinda
a,
has-
you know, it was there was
Indirect
a
fire?
chance to
Okay.
note at the end, but I think Astral Gate
You-
changed everything.
All right, never mind. I'm getting echoes if I try to go into the Discord chat. So, sorry y'all. We're just this is our first broadcast. We're trying to see if we can have a convo with the people. I think we can't have a 2-way conversation, but if Joe unmutes himself in Zoom again, we can at least hear them chatting.
I at least could rejoin the Zoom
Yeah.
call.
Well, so could Nerd. Just give him the invite.
True, actually. If you want me to do that, I can do that.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's not really intended to be the format, but we can have a little chat. We can talk about.
It is up to you.
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't
Sure,
think
it's up
there is a
to you.
format for this first one.
All
This
right,
is
sure,
trying to
yeah.
see what works.
Come on in.
Yeah.
We'll just chat.
So
Let me just-
we can leave the Indie Game Lab studio, I think, Discord.
Okay.
And
Didn't we want to do a second
well,
game today?
It's already almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe not. I don't. Up to you guys.
We'll look at what this one looks like. So hopefully we make the second one better. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
No
Yeah,
use
let's
making
learn-
2 bad ones.
learn from the challenges here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a communication thing. I think we need to. I mean, I've got. It's
During the game, it didn't seem too bad. I could click myself in and out, and
Yeah, no, it was good.
That's not too wordy. It's all right. It's just at the end. Just do we want them to come up and get a post game report? Because it doesn't look like I can just open up the wires and get both ends hearing each other.
Yeah.
I think
there's-
hearing their experience is an important part of it.
Yeah, it's true. I think
So we'll
there's
just
some.
need to give them the Zoom thing before the game so
Yeah.
that they know at the end to come in.
Yep, that works. Or there's some combination of muting and unmuting that will let us pipe it in the proper way. But there's
I don't know how many times I screwed that up. Hopefully not too many, but it
no, it's
wasn't
fine.
too bad.
Yeah, we could hear you when you came in. I think.
I gave Nerd the Zoom link. We'll see how long.
Great.
But it looked like it was a pretty good game. It went opposite of plan, I think, since the Spy Master was supposedly the stronger positioned side.
Well, I
I
don't know if
guess
it's
if you use
I don't know
properly.
if it's a stronger side. It's a more aggressive side. And what Garth and I were talking about as we were observing is that Nerd, again, it's his first game. He just learned it just before, like 10 minutes before. He didn't really maximize his unit's damage, which was his strength. But
I heard what I was hearing was he couldn't get his knight in a position to do his stun. The knight always was difficult to get in position to use its power.
yeah,
So I don't know if that was just a matchup the two sides where you had the perfect, foil to the strength of the Spy Master, or at least one of his pieces, since it seemed like Giga had the more area of control kind of side.
it varies. I mean, honestly, this game was a little bit different. I mean, lately, there's been more general kills than there have been Pyre victories.
That's my way of going.
But the two sides tend to have a pretty even win percentage. So
Nice.
I think it's just a lack of familiarity with the game. I mean, the rules aren't hard, but there's a lot of interactions, and this is Giga's third game. So
Is there a
It's a bit
side
of a
that
leg
suits a
up.
player's style? Should an aggressive player prefer one side? Should a defensive player prefer another side? Does that factor into it?
it can. I mean, there's definitely the Spy Master side definitely favors those who go in for the kill and are focusing on doing damage, and often they'll ignore the Pyre completely and just go in and just start eliminating units and use that attrition to their advantage. But a lot of it varies, depends on the cards, the Pyre
And
configurations.
Nerd is now here, so we have his feedback if you guys want to ask questions.
All right.
Oh, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
He
Nerd.
did have one question. He wants to know why does some units deal unpreventable damage when he can't prevent damage with any of his stuff?
Because the game design is that these sides are actually drafted, so these are not two fixed sides. So there might be
Okay.
times where you have the soldier on one side and the shadow on the other side.
Okay.
This is just two sides that I create for new players because they tend to have a very cohesive strategy, with the Spy Master side being very damage oriented and the general side being more positionally oriented.
Nice. Yeah. So Gregor, did you draw that soldier? What was that called? The
Advance?
Did you draw that advance off of the Astral Gate, or did you have that the whole turn? I didn't.
I had that the whole turn.
Oh, you did. Okay. Because that seemed really important. Wasn't that the thing that let you prevent those last few points of damage with your soldier?
I don't think he was doing enough damage anyway.
I wasn't.
Okay. Not
Yeah,
quite.
I wasn't.
But if he'd had a little more damage output, then it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
That was part of the reason I hadn't played it yet. Part of the reason I hadn't played it because I started the turn with a defense token, so I was waiting to get absorb damage to then put down the defense token, then play advance after that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
another game would make a big difference, because what Garth and I were discussing also was that the big skill in the game is knowing how to abuse your leader's bonus actions and how to really maximize the damage output specifically for the Spy Master. Because if you set it up correctly, for example, the assassin could do an enormous amount of damage in just a couple of actions.
Yeah, I was also quite unlucky with my deck, since how many special cards are in there?
There are 9 basic maneuver cards, and then each unit has 1 special card, and the leader
Yeah.
itself contributes 2 special cards.
5 of those special cards were on the bottom 5 cards of my deck.
Oh, really?
That is rough.
Yeah.
I mean, the flip side of that is then you have a lot of maneuver cards, which means that you can trigger your empowered actions a lot more reliably.
Yeah.
So, but having them all at the bottom is a little bit tough, especially then your last hand is a little bit less flexible, so that's harder.
It was my second hand that I drew a lot of the various special cards, and I was definitely like, okay, what do I do to make these cohesive when I've got to find a usage for each card?
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of built into the card-driven games like this that sometimes you're going to have a hand that doesn't look ideal, and you have to figure out how to make the most of it.
Those are my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially for someone new to the game, that can be hard. Because you don't know also, Gregory, for example, had a much better idea of what your units were capable of than you did. You had no idea what his units were capable of. So
Yeah, I had
that's a
no
pretty
idea about
significant
the wizards.
disadvantage.
And just knowing what cards are possible in the deck is going to
Right.
be an advantage.
Because one of the things Garth and I were talking about was when you knew you had the burrow, we were both saying killing Giga's wizard would probably have been the right move. But you don't know what the wizard's capable of, so
Right.
you would have had no way of knowing that.
Yeah, it's interesting
Yeah.
watching with perfect information because we're
Yeah.
like, oh, kill the wizard. Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem about that move was I would have killed him actually, but I didn't know about that I would lose the leech token. If I knew I would lose all of my leech token, then I would have killed him.
Oh, right, when the leech dies, because the leech was at 1 hit point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of it's just familiarity with
Yeah.
the game.
I will say, if you're wondering how you do damage. The first time I played against Jeff here. He was spy master. I was general, as in this game.
Yeah.
I went from full health to dead, straight up.
In
Because
one
I didn't
round.
realize how much damage the knight and the ranger could do.
I'm not. I know how I deal damage. The problem is you really need a really good setup for your knight and assassin to deal the damage.
Sometimes, yeah. I did see that. I didn't notice some of that in my play when I played Spy Master last time.
Yeah, I mean, they're both positional. I mean, that's the thing. Everything is positional. Even the wizard with its massive fireball is positional because you have to have a straight line of sight. It has to be in a straight line. You can't be obstructed in any way. So there's a lot of things to overcome in that. But the payout is huge, which is kind of the balance for most of that. Any card that does high damage needs a positional setup.
I think it's also a sequential usage too. There's positional getting your pieces on a spot in the board, but the order in which you use
Yeah.
your cards, which is a sequential thing.
Yes.
There's going to be, if you have 5 cards, 5 times, 4 times, 3 times 2, right down 120 different ways to use those 5 cards. So using them in the right order or using them in the best order is going to be a big difference from using them in a poor order.
Mhm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you can do yourself in many cases.
Right. And that's again with a familiarity with your opponent, knowing what your opponent's possibilities are and then preparing for that. So again, not knowing what Giga was capable of, I really do think it's a tremendous disadvantage for the first game. Someone who's even played just only 2 or 3 times before.
I like that though. I don't want to play a game where, I mean, it's just so luck based that the first time player is gonna have good odds against the experienced player.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Almost every abstract game is going to be like that. Chess. What are
Yeah.
your chances of beating the person that's teaching you to play chess? 0. If
Right.
they're going to play you for real.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's, an abstract game is a lot of times going to be that way. There's no
Right.
way around it.
Although
The difference here is that there's an element of luck because,
Yeah.
again, drawing the right cards. So you usually even an inexperienced player gets to do some cool things on their first game. Whereas in chess, often it feels oppressive the first time you play.
yeah.
You can't do
Yeah.
anything.
0 luck. Yep.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if anyone can do it on their first game, it was going to be nerds. So,
We thought you had it in the last round. We thought
I
you had
know
a
there
shot
was
in the last
there
round.
was some.
Close, but not enough, sadly.
Yeah.
We didn't know that astral card really was the one wild card that we didn't plan on Giga having. If he didn't have that card, it would have been a lot closer because he wouldn't have gotten the soldier back, who wouldn't have gotten his defense back, who ended up absorbing a lot of that last damage.
It's
Yeah,
not, it's not quite as bad as it looked. I think after he moved the soldier, it was still next to my general. Actually,
It was actually, yeah, it was. It was actually almost a perfect answer to the misdirection, though.
it was. Yes, I was proud of that, and then he just moved again, and just and the assassin behind me anyway, which is sad. But
All right. Well, I think we've seen Pyre. Hopefully, we'll come back to it in a future episode when we know what we're doing, because this one's
Yeah.
going to be rough.
No,
But
Yeah.
look at that, yeah.
thanks everyone for
And when are we planning our next one? I think after the new year, because we got a couple holidays on weekends here, so it may be the second weekend in January, since the first one's the first, I think. But,
Sure.
Yes, the next game is Giga's game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll together, hopefully put together maybe multiple, because I believe Gigas is a quick game.
Yeah,
So maybe we can
it
get
is.
2 or 3 in on the next episode. We'll see how that goes.
Nice
Okay.
quick game. Really straightforward.
Awesome.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, have a good holiday and a good New Year in case we don't see each other before
Absolutely.
then.
Garth,
we'll
thank
get
you
back to the
for hosting this, and Nerd and Giga, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Guys.
I had a lot of
My
fun.
thanks.
All right. You guys are taking my lines, but yes, thanks, everyone.
Back to the studio.
Yeah. All right.